mobility solutions. We're heading in the back to see what Brandon's working on.
Hey, what's up? This is Brandon with AffordableMedicalUSA.com. Replacing some motors for an Envy. It's a GP162. Motor right here, giving out some fault codes. We cleared some faults on it. Thought it might have been because these were way too loose. These were really loose. You want them to float a little bit, these connections, but tighten it up. We got it back together. The Ford cleared off. Drove it around, and within like a few minutes that this right side motor just started locking up and just kind of spinning on you. When replacing these motors, I know this one's good, but this is a 7-year-old chair. What you don't want to do is you don't want to put a new motor right here on this side and you have a 7-year-old motor on this side. If you can, maybe just a used motor, if we had a used motor to put on here just to kind of, you know, equal to this one. But if you're gonna go with a new one, I wouldn't suggest just buying one brand new one, linking it up with your old one. Not good practice. You know, you might be replacing this motor in 6 months, and then you know you just want to have it all fresh. If you're gonna put any money in it, it's cheaper than buying a new chair, and everything else on the chair works. So replacing this motor right here, both of them. So. Right now you're just going to start it off by just taking these zip ties out. Cutting them. So these are quick connects. You don't have to really do anything with these right here unless you can see it visually broken, burn up. They don't take this one apart. You can tell this is the grease that's all in here. These connections are clean. They don't really take this one apart much, so they use it as is, so you can see everything's pretty clean, so you know your connections are good. But also we ran other tests too when checking the motor or seeing if it was the controller, switching over the connections, motor connections. If you get the same code, then it's probably a controller. If you get if your 4 code turns into a 3 code, when you switch those motor connections, then you know it's probably the motor or the connections, but most likely the motor. These are kind of tight too. Really got to squeeze and pop them off. I squeezed the wrong side. Squeeze this in, motor in. We are not worried about the brake 4-pin right here. So this older style GP162, you do have this connected bracket right here, you know, to take it in and out of drive and neutral. So usually now it should always be single. Sometimes these can mess up a unit. One can be tighter than the other, and one brake releases while the other one doesn't, and so forth. So when you go to take these apart, go ahead and take this and disconnect these 4 screws right here and bolts. Little Allen key. So let's get you metric and standard. A lot of stuff can be standard and metric all in the same chair, right. So they are super tight. Takes a little bit of time. A lot of quarter turns on this. These are what they always should have always been. These little yellow tabs, one at a time. This whole double thing, it's a pain because I gotta quarter turn these things all the way off. You just need to do one side to get this off, not both of them, because you got to pull the motors through this way. Okay. Yeah, they come through this framing right here. All right, so we got that off. There we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here with this special Allen key that we cut off. Fits right in here. I wish I knew the size of it. Couldn't tell you the size. They told me what size I needed for that bolt, and then I forgot, but that was a long time ago. Yeah. So if you needed to, you can always call Golden and ask them what size that is. If you sure Doug or Bob or someone. If you're a dealer. If you're not a dealer, then you're just gonna have to kind of figure it out right there. Yeah, I had to cut it off to fit it because you can't get it between here. So there you go. So we'll just quarter turn those. But these aren't that big of bolts. They can't be that long.
Yeah.
Because then you couldn't get them out. So they're short. And there's 4 bolts all together.
Yeah, that's easier.
A lot easier. We're gonna go 1, 2 right here, and then those 2 bolts, this motor coming off, take the wheel off, slap it on the new one, put it back in, screw it back up. Just get them loose. See if we get a drill to them. We can. Blah, blah. These are the easy ones. Trust me, you only get frustrated with just that one, you know.
Yeah.
But once you get it figured out, if you're doing this a lot, you're gonna just go ahead and cut you a couple of those. Anything that I have special that I know I'm gonna need a lot, I always just put a little bit of tape on them. And there you go. Your motor is about to come out. If we don't have to take this, we're gonna have to take this back off. I didn't think we did. I can't remember if I did last time. But if you need to unscrew them, you have 4 Phillips. So of course I'm gonna go get my Phillips again. I needed it. What if I get anybody in the comments sooner or later using impact for everything I do?
Yeah.
But I don't know, I've used impacts for all these years and everything. So we got the 4 screws out. Motor, it's just coming right out. Right there.
Right.
And the only thing you need to do to get this wheel off is a flathead or your trusty knife, and they pop right up. 11/16 socket on these wheels. And if you're lucky, they'll come off easy. If you're unlucky, like I've been so many times, good luck. And also, with the new ones that you get, they should have keys on it. But if you ever taken your wheels off, just make sure you keep that key inside.
Yeah.
If you don't have that key,
You're in trouble.
you are gonna be not moving. That one's stuck in there, so I'm just gonna leave it in there, and then when I put the new motor on, just slide it right on. Alright, so this is the old motor right here. We're not using this anymore, so we'll get this off. And this is the bad right motor right here. If you're trying to figure out if you got a mix match, a product number, there'll be an R, on the other side will be an L. So if you ever get confused, take them off one at a time, you don't have to worry about it. Prep this one up. So one has a screw, so there's little bolts that come with it, little screws. Put them out right there. We'll go ahead and take 2 of them and move them over here so we don't lose them. We got this little guy right here. That one's going to go on the bottom because there's threads on the bottom, and then the nut and screw is going to go at the top. No threads in through here, so that's fun. There it is. And there we go. This is when I wish I had smaller fingers. Do some needle nose. You don't need to be too aggressive on tightening that up, just enough. And come back. Motor in. And then I always just take the little, I'll put it in reverse. I'll come back around, then we can tighten these up. All right. We're just going to tighten it up. All right. I just wanted to make sure those were
Lined up, right?
Yeah.
Before
I
you
mean, it was
ran
winding
over.
pretty early, but it's just getting tight. And then what you'll do when you get all those screws back in, you would just connect like so. Of course, we're gonna get some zip ties and we'll zip that. Try to get these connections back. And then you just zip them right there. Get this wheel back on. See the groove? There's a key in this already. If not, this is what your key looks like right here. That's your wheel key. This one's kind of seized up in there, so we'll keep it. And then for the next person right there, so you don't have to worry about it really rusting up on you. If you ever need to change these tires, next person's probably gonna be me, but hopefully we don't have to change these tires out or the motors. I don't think we have to change the tires out. She's gonna be fine. I guess. Yeah. If you're wondering too why a motor went out or why this motor went and the other one didn't go, there are signs. I'll show you one. See, this has been getting hit. This is hitting something. And this was the bad motor. This is that wheel. See how much cleaner it is?
Yeah.
Nothing looks like maybe a little bit. But a lot of times people, depending on what side of the house they're going in or whatnot,
Yeah.
like which way they're turning, they could be catching this. And when you're catching this over time, you're basically like everything's kind of seizing up there. Like it wants to move, but it's not moving. It's hitting something. So over time, stuff inside the gearbox can just snap.
Probably catching a baseboard going around
Yeah.
a corner.
Yeah, once you have that little gear in there that like keeps everything turned, and those things like the brake, especially when you put a lot of, when force starts getting to it, or if it starts doing it a lot, it will. But this they hit some stuff a little bit with this. This is like gashing in the metal.
Yeah.
Most times when I see any kind of motors that go out, I look at the wheels. You can tell a lot of times you'll see the wheels.
Cue the second motor montage.
and that key came out. So there's your motor. Now this is the left side good motor. I'm not gonna take this motor. I mean, I can probably take it as used. If she wanted to get rid of it and be like, no, you just keep it as used, but I'll ask her and see if she wants it back. Tell her just, you know, you have a left motor or whatnot. But some people are just like, just keep it. So if that ever happens, then someone really needs something, we have a used motor, you know, we'll work something out for them. But I know this motor is good, good resistance. I'll keep it if she doesn't want it. You just stick that on, do that little motion. Kind of have to bring that rubber down, get it out of the way, start turning it. And this guy. And if you haven't noticed in the last one, when we put that in, these bolts will go into place like that. You'll see them fall into place. I wonder, what are they using to get that thing? Yeah, manufacturers. Now, go ahead. Just a little magic lube. Put it back on there. Ooh-wee. For the test. And remember, when you put these back together, don't have the battery in the back and don't force anything. You're forcing it, you're not doing it right. If you're forcing anything ever, it's never a good thing. Fit without taking the seat off. Just put the seat off to the side and you can put the battery right in. Back in. Free wheel. I should have checked the resistance on these new motors. If motors sit for a long period of time, the resistance can get higher. If this didn't work and I had to check the resistance and I got like a crazy number like 20 on your multimeter, try to connect the battery to the motor and get the spin. Maybe take it, put it in freewheel or whatnot, but you just want to get that motor to start spinning, and usually that will drop the resistance down to make it, that's going to be between 0.5 to 1.5. But yeah, check your motors just in case. I mean, they might be brand new, but they can come, things sit in warehouses for a long period of time, they'll create some resistance. So check it before you put them on. It'll be the best. Kind of take away some of the headaches, but it looks like it's rolling good.
Thanks for watching today's repair video.
Make sure to come back to our shop videos where we do full unboxings and much more. So like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.